Good learners are well organised. They are well prepared for lessons. They manage their time and their belongings thoughtfully. Being organised is being calm. It's being in control. If you're disorganised, you'll have moments of panic. You'll lose things. You'll miss out. And you'll often spend time trying to catch up. As your life becomes more complicated, you'll have to juggle more activities. As your homework becomes more frequent, you will need to become more organised. You'll need to prioritise. Being organised will result in less stress. It will enable you to collaborate better with others. You'll get things done and you'll be on time. It's important to note that anyone can become more organised. It just requires you to build some new habits. Here are 10 terrific tips for you to try. Tip 1. Take responsibility for packing your own bag the night before school. Good habits don't appear by magic. They are developed over time through practice. Whilst it may well be quicker and easier for someone at home to pack your bag for school, it's important that you begin to do this yourself. If you are responsible for being prepared for school, you're more likely to tune in when reminders are being given in class. To support you, it's a good idea for your teacher or parents to give you a packing list. This lists everything you normally need for school for each day of the week. Rather than pack on the morning of school, be organised and prepare your school bag the evening before. Tip 2. Make sure your device is fully charged for school and you have all the necessary apps loaded and accessories with you. Every night, you should be recharging your own batteries by getting enough sleep. Likewise, your device also needs to go into school fully charged. Get into the routine of either plugging in your device for a few hours when you first get home from school, or leave it charging overnight when you are sleeping. And don't worry about overcharging it. Even if it's left plugged in, your device should stop charging as soon as it gets to 100% power. Tip 3. Keep your workspace tidy and organised. There's an old-fashioned saying that says,
"A place for everything and everything in its place."
It's a saying worth remembering. It means that your possessions should have a place where they are always kept, and when you finish using them, they should be returned to this same place. When you pack your bag, pack things in the same pockets. When you organise your workspace, put things in the same positions. Keep your bedroom organised by storing things in consistent places. Whenever you finish using something, get into the habit of putting it back where you got it from. Tip 4. Pack your bag carefully at the end of the school day and don't leave any of your possessions behind. Schools' lost and found cupboards are always full of things that students have left behind. Make sure none of these items belong to you. A simple habit to learn is to always glance behind you when you leave an area. It's amazing how many things are left in plain sight. As you leave your classroom, glance back at where you were sitting. As you leave the cafeteria, glance back at where you were eating. At the end of playtimes, glance back at the playground. When you leave changing rooms, glance back at your peg. When you leave the basketball court, glance back at the bench. As you leave the football pitch, glance back at the sidelines. Tip 5. Know your digital passwords. Yes, passwords can be a pain. We seem to have passwords for so many things that it becomes tempting to create a simple one that is easy to remember. We then use this on all of our accounts. Using a predictable password on multiple accounts is very risky. If someone guesses that password, they will have access to everything. Whilst many of the school platforms that you need passwords for may not seem that important, use them to begin developing smart habits with regards to password security. Coming up with passwords that are too complex to guess, yet easy to remember, is not easy, but it's something you need to learn to do. A strong password is usually long and complex, and uses a combination of upper and lowercase letters, symbols, and numbers. It should avoid personal information like your date of birth, your nickname, your pet names, and your address, as these are easy to guess. A good strategy is to use a mnemonic phrase to generate your password. My number one favourite book is Harry Potter 1, and my favourite character is Ron Weasley. Roger Federer is my favourite tennis player. He has won 20 Grand Slam titles. Another strategy is to put 4 random words together. Italy, food, castle, street. The commas act as the special characters. Or do some maths. 7 plus 8 equals 15. Find a system that works for you. With practice, you'll find you can come up with long and complex passwords that are really simple to remember. Tip 6. Be punctual. Get to lessons on time and be ready to start learning when your teacher is ready to start teaching. Punctuality shows that you not only respect other people's time, it also shows that you're able to manage your own time. It's a reflection of how organised you are. People read a lot into punctuality. If you're always on time, they will see you as being reliable, consistent, dependable, and having good attention to detail. If you're always late, think about how they might now see you. Here's a simple trick. Move the time on your phone or your watch forward by 5 minutes. It's amazing how this helps you to be on time. Tip 7. Make your own packing list for school. Having learnt to use a packing list that somebody else has made for you, the next step is to make your own packing list. This will show that you are able to interpret your school timetable and predict what you will need. It will help you to develop attention to detail. And don't stop there. Create a packing list for your sports activities. If you are a swimmer, or a footballer, or a tennis player, or a gymnast, or a fencer, make a list of equipment you need to take to every training session. Laminate it and attach it to your sports bag. Make a packing list for your sleepovers. Make a packing list for your holidays. You'll soon become an expert. Tip 8. Check the schedule of the day before your lessons begin. Going to class without checking your schedule is a bit like going to a restaurant and not looking at the menu. Many teachers write down the schedule of the day on the board. Others provide you with a timetable of the week. Get into the habit of checking them as soon as you arrive for school. By doing this, you won't need to rely on other people to tell you where you should be or what you should be doing. Tip 9. Check your school email account regularly. Archive or delete any unwanted messages. Most school communication these days is online. You need to check your school email account regularly, more than once a day. Avoid having an inbox with hundreds of read messages. If you've read the email and acted on it, then archive it. Archiving emails is like cleaning your desk. It reduces the mental clutter and lets you focus on what's important. Tip 10. Make calendar reminders for yourself. In the past, people have used many different techniques to help them remember things. Nowadays, you have an assistant that can do all the remembering for you, your device. The first time you set a calendar reminder for yourself on your phone or computer, it might take you a while. But soon, you'll be able to do it really quickly. It's a good idea to set yourself 2 different alerts. One at the time of the event, and the other either first thing in the morning or the evening before. So there you have it. You now have 10 terrific tips to help you become more organized. Put these tips into practice and you'll set yourself up for success in school and beyond.